Things don't seem to be running smoothly between the Diaz brothers right now. Nick and Nate Diaz became two of the most recognizable names in MMA through their runs in the UFC, Strikeforce, and WEC. The two would literally die for each other, but it feels like their relationship has turned sour for some reason. Nick has had his issues over the past year or so. In late 2024, a troubling video of him surfaced online, showing him acting erratically, just days after his planned UFC 310 comeback was cancelled. Reports later claimed Nick had been drugged and taken to Mexico against his will, where he was placed in a rehabilitation facility. Throughout 2025, coaches reassured fans that Nick was safe and receiving treatment. More recently, he was released and even appeared in footage leading a training session at Extreme Couture in Las Vegas, suggesting he's doing better. Still, it appears the experience may have strained some personal relationships. That includes his bond with Nate. In a now-deleted post on X, Nick posted a harsh message aimed at his brother and people around him, calling certain figures embarrassing. He said, "To everyone talking about my life and how they want to control me, you never will again. I was locked up for over a year, and the ones I thought closest to me kept me there for their own motives. That old man who keeps claiming to have my best interests and is the spokesman for my family should be discredited. Everything he says is bullshit, and I don't want to hear it anymore from someone trying to hold me down with negativity, and all those YouTubers on his side are scammers starting shit for views. My circle is small now because of them, and I see now why it is that way. For my brother Nate, I don't know what his issue is, but you need to cut out the shit talkers in your group to keep it real. They are embarrassing to be around. Everyone enjoy your lives, be positive, and enjoy your freedom." Nick is surely having serious issues, but perhaps he's not as delusional as Sean O'Malley claims he was. Sean O'Malley admits being delusional. Sean O'Malley appears to have taken a more realistic approach after his recent losses. O'Malley is coming off a difficult period. His submission loss to Merab Dvalishvili last June followed an earlier defeat to the Georgian, ending his reign at the top of the division. Once regarded as one of the UFC's fastest rising stars, his twin losses to Merab have badly dented O'Malley's hype, dropping his shine, while also impacting his long-standing ambition of becoming a bigger star than Conor McGregor. Looking back, O'Malley has admitted that the plan may have been overly ambitious and perhaps a bit delusional.
With you?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, there's still, I think looking back when I was 21, like 23, 24, doing those interviews, saying, I'm gonna be bigger than Conor. Like, it was a delusional kind of idea, because looking like Conor's he's massive, he's huge. But there's still part of me, I'm like, I know there's still a path for me to get to maybe not that level, but to get, I want to be the biggest star.
Reaching Conor McGregor's level of fame isn't something just anyone can do. It takes a kind of unpredictability that few fighters possess, and sometimes it feels like even Conor himself doesn't know what he'll do next. Dustin Poirier blasts Conor McGregor's sweet gesture. McGregor and Dustin Poirier have been bitter rivals ever since their clashes at UFC 257 and UFC 264, where McGregor suffered TKO losses in both fights. The rivalry was intense, personal, and at times ugly. However, it now appears McGregor may be ready to move on. Recently, Conor publicly congratulated Poirier on the birth of his son. Poirier, who has since stepped away from competition and appears content in retirement, responded with comments that some fans felt were less than warm.
Congratulations when you posted about your son. So would you say the beef has been squashed? All is good?
Fuck no, man. Conor.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a nice message. No. No, okay, fair enough, fair enough. But I like...
While Poirier's response may not have come across as particularly gracious, it's also clear that he isn't trying to build hype for another fight. At this stage, Poirier seems comfortable with where he is, with no real interest in reopening old rivalries.
Right, like you can easily make that call and they would welcome you back with open arms. Have you ever been close to making that call?
No, I've never been close.
No.
How can I, man? I retired, and like you were just saying before I came on, the New Orleans thing was so special. It could never be done again like that. But every day I'm battling myself about wanting to fight.
But you say, how could you be close, like, or how could you come back? Everyone does it in fighting. It's more, look at Tyson Fury. He's retired and I'm retired 5-6 times now. So it's more the norm to come back than it is to stick to the retirement.
Yeah, but I never wanted to be one of those guys. Like when I laid him down, I wanted to be done.
Unlike Poirier, McGregor has different plans. Conor McGregor praises the UFC. The former two-division champion has made it clear that he wants to return to the UFC. and he appears to be doing everything he can to stay in Dana White's good graces. It has been nearly 4.5 years since McGregor last stepped into the octagon and suffered a broken tibia. Although McGregor has since made what appears to be a full recovery, he has yet to return to competition. Despite the uncertainty, McGregor has continued to hint at a comeback. With the UFC White House event scheduled for later this summer, many believe he is eager to secure a spot on that card, and he seems to be saying the right things. McGregor recently took to social media to praise the UFC and its leadership, saying this about the UFC 324 card. Start to finish every single event, the UFC staff calendar is intense, pre- and post-work not even included in that. It's 24/7. Thank you to the UFC team. What a machine, it's not spoke about enough. Matchmaking for the rumored UFC White House card isn't expected to begin until February or March, but speculation has already started swirling, with some rumors claiming Conor McGregor could face Jorge Masvidal on the historic card. When asked about the possibility, UFC President Dana White didn't even entertain the idea.
Now everyone's talking, that Chandler's out and Masvidal's in, and it's Conor and Masvidal.
You know what's funny? So in my algorithm on Instagram, I have nothing MMA.
Right?
Literally nothing MMA pops up.
Oh,
in
mine's
my
politics.
algorithm.
That's my.
Yeah, mine's definitely. There's some politics, but yeah, I don't listen to any of the goofy shit
No.
that go. No.
Is that considered goofy?
That's goofy shit. Yeah, the MMA world, I don't listen to any of that shit. So literally none of that.
Masvidal is absolutely willing to be part of the UFC's historic White House event, and he says it would mean so much to him. For Masvidal, the chance represents more than just another fight. It's recognition of a lifelong journey that began in the streets and backyards of Miami and could culminate on the biggest and most symbolic stage imaginable, at the heart of the nation's capital.
Bluntly, are you in talks to fight Conor McGregor on the White House card?
It's not looking bad right now. I can't say too much more, but it's not looking bad right now. They're talking, dialogue has been open, there's communication there, and we'll keep that communication going. And then, brother, I just leave it all in God's hands. I pray to God, I get on this card because it's at the White House. I know a lot of other fighters, they took their stance, they don't want to be fighting this, that. For me, it's like, man, I'm just some Latin dude from Miami that can fight really good. I'm in the White House showcasing my skills, showing the world that, especially those Latin people, we ain't just what they make us out to be. We're a lot better than what they give us. And now I get to perform my skill trade at this place, which is responsible for this great nation. It's crazy. It'll be an insane honor for myself personally in a lot of different ways, because I do feel without a doubt there's a lot of haters out there. They could all get.
Even if it's not Michael Chandler or Jorge Masvidal, McGregor doesn't have any shortage of options, as one guy's manager has also jumped in the equation.
Grudge match, June 14, America's 250th birthday, Justin Gaethje versus Conor McGregor. What about that?
You think it's just so many possibilities, man.
But you understand, America's birthday, bring an Irish drunk guy to the White House, make sure he doesn't have any drugs on him or cocaine, fight Justin Gaethje, fight Conor, been running for all his life, but I think right now Conor's, I think right now he doesn't have options. Or he can do whatever he wants, but I would love to see this fight. And I think, listen, I might not like Conor, but I think Conor was at one point he was a really, really good fighter. And I cannot take this away from
Khabib's beefing with Petr Yan. McGregor seems to be doing his thing, but what is McGregor rival Khabib up to? Khabib Nurmagomedov recently told the Russian outlet Kanal Udar that there is tension between Umar Nurmagomedov and Petr Yan, claiming the two fighters do not like each other. That claim was addressed by Umar, who confirmed that Khabib's comments were accurate, acknowledging there is indeed tension between him and Yan. However, he was quick to clarify that his feelings toward Yan are no different from how he views any other potential opponent.
Each other, and there's some tension there. What is the issue between you and Peter?
It means like we're not friends, and we're not enemy, but even we're not friends too, and it's gonna be big fight for our country, two guys fighting like for the title, and just that's it.
Would you say there's more of an issue between you and Merab than you and Peter?
Между вами с Мерабом и между тобой с Петром, где больше терки, где больше неприязнь?
Like I'm looking at that sport where I am, like looking at guys like my opponents in cage. It's most important things. And I don't have problem with them outside the cage, right? And one of the reason why we don't like each other, because if we can fight, we're gonna smash each other, you know. But if somebody will retire it, we don't have issue to be, you know, in conflict. And I think that position take all fighters, you know, because like nobody will fight with friend.
Who do you think would win a potential fight between Petr Yan and Umar Nurmagomedov? Matt Riddle claims he beat Jon Jones in sparring. UFC veteran and professional wrestling star Matt Riddle has shared his thoughts on Jon Jones' place in the GOAT conversation. Speaking with the Schmo backstage at Real American Freestyle's RAF 05 event in Sunrise, Florida, Riddle reflected on his history with Jones, recalling how he managed to defeat him during their high school wrestling days.
What about Jon Jones? Jon Jones!
I mean, I did beat Jon Jones back in the day. We have some history, but he is, let's be real, it's Jon Jones. Anybody can say whatever they want. Guy is the baddest dude on the planet. And now that he's heavyweight, like, let's be real, he's gonna kill everybody. You might hit a lucky shot, but pound per pound, time per time, minute per minute, Jon Jones is the best fighter in the world.
Rematch on the wrestling match? You and him, RAF?
If they want to book it, they can. Jon Jones is gonna probably smoke my ass. But at the same time, never say never. And
Joshua Van Blast's Manel Cape for refusing title fight. UFC flyweight champion Joshua Van is ready for his first title defense, but the only question is who's brave enough to step in. Van shocked the division when he captured the 125-pound title in just 26 seconds at UFC 323 last December, scoring an injury TKO over longtime champion Alexander Pantoja. Because the severity of Pantoja's arm injury was never fully revealed, the win immediately sparked debate and opened the door for multiple contenders to put their names forward. One of them was Manel Cape, who made a loud statement by recently stopping former title challenger Brandon Royval. Riding that momentum, Cape called out Van, who responded with a challenge of his own during the UFC Fight Night 267 card on February 21 in Houston. The two were allegedly offered to fill up for the UFC 324 co-main event spot after Kayla Harrison pulled out of her fight against Amanda Nunes, but Van claims that Cape turned it down.
What about all these other guys down the ladder, right? You look at a guy like Manel Kape, he's dying to fight you. He's saying all kinds of stuff. Do you feel that target on your back?
Is he really? Is he really? Because last time I checked, I don't know who said no, but you know.
He said no to fighting you?
Ask him.
Oh, that's interesting.
Ex-UFC fighter Rozenstruik arrested. Former UFC heavyweight Rozenstruik is currently in custody after being arrested in Florida on charges related to a domestic violence incident, according to online court records. Rozenstruik was arrested on January 19 by the Pembroke Pines Police Department and taken to the main jail, where he was booked on 2 charges and placed on an immigration hold, which is scheduled for 48 hours and took effect on January 20. Court records show Rozenstruik was charged with a degree felony for false imprisonment, carrying a $2,500 bond, as well as a misdemeanor charge for touch or strike battery with a $1,000 bond. According to a police report, officers initially responded to what was described as a suspicious incident, which was later determined to be a domestic battery case. Rozenstruik reportedly told police he had argued with his partner and claimed she pushed him, stating they had resolved the issue and did not need police involvement. Officers noted he was uncooperative and provided limited information. Police later spoke with Rozenstruik's partner, who alleged the argument began while driving to a storage unit. She claimed Rozenstruik slapped her hand, causing her phone to fall, struck her hand again, and grabbed her arm to prevent her from leaving the vehicle. She stated she punched Rozenstruik multiple times in self-defense. She further alleged Rozenstruik later bit her right bicep, attempted to restrain her again, and prevented her from exiting the vehicle a second time. Police reported the alleged victim had visible injuries, including a bite mark, redness on both forearms, and a bruise beneath her right eye. Officers concluded there was probable cause that Rozenstruik was the primary aggressor and arrested him without incident. PFL founder steps down as chairman. PFL founder Donn Davis recently announced that he is stepping down as chairman. "Today I'm stepping down as chairman of PFL," Davis said in a statement on X, further nodding, "I care deeply about each employee, value highly every investor, respect greatly our fighters, and appreciate sincerely all our fans who supported this company. I gave you everything I've got." Davis originally acquired the World Series of Fighting brand in 2017 and transformed it into the Professional Fighters League. When the promotion launched in June 2018, Davis introduced a unique season format where fighters competed in a regular season, advanced to playoffs, and ultimately fought for $1 million championship prizes in each division. After 7 years, the PFL abandoned the format following the 2024 season. During his tenure, Davis oversaw the promotion's international expansion, including PFL Europe, PFL MENA, and PFL Africa. His biggest move, however, was the acquisition of Bellator in November 2023. The merger created challenges, as several Bellator stars, including Patricio Freire, Gegard Mousasi, and Aaron Pico, expressed dissatisfaction with Davis management. Mousasi even filed a $15 million breach of contract lawsuit against the promotion in 2017, while Freire and Pico eventually signed with the UFC after their releases. Davis also orchestrated the promotion's largest signing, former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou, in May 2023. However, Ngannou has since competed for the PFL only once. With Davis stepping away, the promotion now faces a new chapter as it seeks leadership to continue its growth and navigate the challenges of integrating Bellator and expanding its global footprint. That's all for today's roundup of the biggest MMA stories. Let us know what you think about everything we covered down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, as we've got a lot more MMA and boxing content coming your way, and you won't want to miss it.